Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 here today on the channel. We're back on our road to 56 modded Let's Play as Finland. This is episode 5. In today's episode, the date is the 25th of October 1941, and in today's episode we're going to be declaring war upon the Kingdom of France and Yugoslavia. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on, let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series thus far, and where you would like me to expand and conquer. In the last episode, we managed to eliminate Poland and Mesmos. Before that, the Germans, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and we managed to take some Soviet territory. So, this is how the world stands. We're currently a part of the Allied fascist forces here. The Comintern still occupy most of the east. The Latin Union is currently led by France. They're a nationalist front with Yugoslavia. The North American coalition, with the states leading it, has Canada and a couple of other factions, for example, Belgium and the Netherlands, trying to hold on to democracy. Although India is a part of the Latin Empire, they don't have 50 civilian factories, so they're probably not going to go in. The Sadapak is still strong in the Middle East, and the Chinese United Front and the Japanese are still battling it out, of course. Now, we currently have, 94 divisions in operation, 1,094 battalions. My navy is still growing, and we currently have, I'd say about 1.7 to 1.8k fighters. 13 air wings, ready to push into France and Yugoslavia. So, this plan hinges upon the pressure already added by the United States. So, the United States, Canada, have managed to bring Belgium and the Netherlands into their faction, and they're putting some pressure here already into France. I guess they're sort of claim and sort of decision to affect things in Europe is that fascism and nationalism is on the rise. We can already see that Belgium and the States have 9 units in Essien, with more Colombian, Dutch reinforcements coming along the way, and they have taken some ground here in France. Now, what my plan is to send 24 divisions on the border here in Dortmund, in Frankfurt. We're going to try and push the French territory that doesn't have forces on the Maginot Line. Now, it looks like they've completely abandoned it, which is really quite cool for us. So hopefully, we're going to be able to take Strasbourg, Mulhouse, and try and take these territories that have these 10 forts. The quicker the better. We've also got some units here on the border with Yugoslavia. Once we take out Yugoslavia and France, we should be able to mount an offensive against the Soviet Union, who have nearly eliminated Estonia here. But let me know in the comments, once we get rid of the Latin Union, should we go after maybe, I don't know, Sadapak, Comintern, or maybe we could throw out these small little pockets of United States influence in Europe. South America's a mess, along with the American League, and the Aussies have joined the Axis. Australia First is currently the faction leader of the Axis, which is fucking hilarious, but whatever. Anyway, it's time to declare war upon the French. Production-wise, it's 123. Trade, we're doing okay as well. My recruitment and deployment divisions are slowly but surely coming. We still have 24 divisions here on the Soviet border protecting Finland's core territory. We don't want to get capitulated, and we have 11 units here getting on the larger Polish border. So let's go through our available war goals. So we've got one here in Yugoslavia, one here in Estonia. We don't want to use that one, but we want to use this one here in France. So let's declare war straight upon them. And I will do the same for Yugoslavia and push, because I don't particularly want to wait. Now, with that gone through, try and push over the mountains and take this territory as quickly as possible. We want to take territory and get those forts under our control. So push where you can and really go for it. I could even try and send a truck like all the way to Paris itself. As we're pushing here now, the more territory we can gain quickly, the better. So we'll try and push as we can. We'll allow the Belgians, Germans and Dutch to put some pressure on, and we've got our air wings operating in northern France. We've got some upgraded artillery coming along with oil processing. We probably can go down that as well. Let's go with fuel refinery to get that back on track. Alrighty, so Portugal's been called in as our enemy along with Pakistan. So how's that changed things up? The Finnish-French War. So I can call in my Icelandic allies along with my Greenland. I'm trying to think, should I just call everyone in to make things easier? Sure. Let's call as many of them in as we can. So this actually brings us into this other war here. So who's lost the most? Belgium's lost 700k, Dutch 200k. So although the Americans have pushed divisions there, they're not necessarily leading from the front. It's the ethnic Belgians doing most of the work. 25k, 1.3 million French though. Yugoslavia hasn't done much. But to win this war, France, Yugoslavia, India and Portugal are in this one. So I'm sure we're going to be fighting Indian forces, which is quite cool, and we'll decline that for now. Alrighty, so there's like a lot of territory here we need to start gobbling up. Like, sometimes, I don't know why units don't take the initiative sometimes to really absolutely go for it, because, especially seeing as no one's here, they bloody well should be, because you can nearly take like this territory so easily. You gotta go, mate. Okay, so it looks like this added pressure is working well on some of the fronts, but it seems to be pushing there a little bit. So Belgium has massively pushed into France now. Oh, and what is this? France and Indonesia have a white peace. It's a little bit early to have a state called Indonesia. Okay. So what's happened here? AT von Strakenborke Staatshauche. Oh god, if you're Dutch, I'm so fucking sorry, but your language is a piece of poo. And I can't say it. I can barely speak Australian. I can barely speak English properly, let alone this Dutch stuff. Anyway, declares Indonesian independence. Another revolution. Indian order declares war upon the Dutch East Indies. So has it been a civil war, has it? Yeah, it has. That's some whack shit there. So Indonesia is authoritarian, but communism and fascism's coming up. But then there's the Indonesian order. I wonder if they're going to join the Allies. That might give us some decent rubber supply. Anyway, we're pushing quite strong into Yugoslavia where we can. But yeah, there's some Indian forces there. But guys, you gotta be absolutely hauling ass taking up territory. So it looks like Paris hasn't been taken, but it bloody should be. It looks like, well, you might even be able to cut some guys off here. We might be able to cut off the French in the north. So it looks like they're sort of focusing our border more so. Paris has fallen. Not necessarily due to my own forces. We're actually doing most of the work here in Yugoslavia. Yeah, come on, push. There's still like units trying to move up there. Come on, like, absolutely go for... Oh, actually, you need to push into that, though. Wow, okay. Come on, push further south. It's just because they've been stretched too thin. Oh, we might be... Oh, we must have whacked them there. Oh, no, they're pushing a little bit further back. I was going to say we must have really surrounded a lot of Frenchmen in the north there. But no, some are trying to escape. Okay, we can't quite get around there. Push further south here now because it's turned into Belgian territory. Japan have made a treaty with the Koreans. So we're going to have to redo this entire front line here. So what's happened is our added pressure has somehow sucked in a lot of the French army north. So we've managed to gain some minor gains over the Maginot Line itself. But really what's happened is we've allowed the Belgians to gain most of the upper hand there, which is kind of annoying. Okay, it's different here in Yugoslavia because we seem to be pushing quite well. Okay, we've taken Zagreb. What is the capitulation rate now? 57 for France, 56 for Yugoslavia. Okay, and we're getting a crazy amount of military factories as well. Let's go with improved computing. So now that looks a little bit better. We're starting to push there more. Yeah, so we must have killed some in the north there. Still pushing well into Yugoslavia. They're bringing back some better resistance. 1 million killed, 32 Yugoslavs dead. How many finish? 55k. So nothing too crazy. But our push in the south here is really working out well against the French. And unfortunately some guys got surrounded there in Belgrade, which is a shame. Push down and take Zagreb. Okay, so it looks like, I've got to be honest, I've got to give Belgium some of the props because they've gone and taken Paris and most of the north. And our front line, it's because of our front lines, because the AI can like instantly make them. Those front lines are piss poor. But we are going to be able to take essentially all of Yugoslavia for myself. Okay. We're still trying to push where we can. But we might need to reorganize our front lines once more. Because they keep on horrendously bugging out. But I feel like as every patch goes on, France seem to hold out like just so much longer, like always. They lost half their country, surely they'd be gone. Okay, they're holding there, trying to push. We might be able to save those troops in Belgrade after all, by the look of it. Okay, let's go into land doc. Oh, we've already done all the land doctrine stuff. We can probably avoid going through that. So it looks like Finnish forces are at least going to take Lyon. So we took Metz, Dijon, the Maginot Line, because even though no one was on it, we are still slowed by 50%, even though there's no one there, which kind of sucks, but so be it. What can we go through here now? I'm just sort of looking. Lights, 1945. Getting better quality anti-tanks against the Soviets is a good play. But engineering industry, probably going down into enable rubber refineries. I don't know if we need rubber refineries at this time period now, because we've got the British on site. Oh, we've got a little bit. We've got a bit of a tungsten deficit. Okay. Britain's right next to us, so let's try and remedy that. We've got 137 factories anyway, so we probably can ease up on that. Let's get with fuel from refineries. Okay. We're still pushing against the French quite well. I'm curious to look at this evaluation of this. So out of that, how many have we killed? Because you can actually dive into the Pacifics. Well, Belgium, 1.1. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I'm going to have to give them a fair bit. We've only done 125k. But we're the ones attacking Yugoslavia, so we're going to get all of that. So even though Belgium has lost 600k, they've been trading so hard with the French. Yeah, I've got to give it to them. Yeah, so we're definitely all called in and we're all in that war. Why isn't Italy? Why isn't Italy in that? Are you serious? You think they would be. You think they'd be game to push from the south there. Mexico has capitulated. That's quite huge. And Dutch forces are starting to invade Yugoslavia. Okay, we're still dealing with the French. And we're still holding there. But once again, my front line has been stuffed. Trying to go for that. So does like Belgium... Actually, let's ask... Yeah, okay, right. Before they wouldn't accept this, nor would the States. Oh, they're all game for it now, are they? Well, they're not gonna... We're still gonna probably deal with the common turn next anyway. Okay, so this stuff's been accepted now. But once again, we have to delete that. That minor little border gore. Okay, they're still pushing quite well. Yugoslavia are still holding in some pockets. What's this little resistance coming up here? I don't like the look of that. It does look like the British and the Dutch are doing quite well pushing into this. And we are taking territory where we can. Okay, and getting that soft attack bonus is always good. We've got some outdated equipment. I guess it's field artillery. Okay, are we close to enemy capitulation now? The French are 94 away. So if they could take Bordeaux, that would be brilliant. We might just need to hold this front line here for a little bit. In Yugoslavia, it's somewhat of a different story. Indonesia and the Soviet Union have made peace. Okay. I never redirected those fighters. Oh, but we've got air supremacy mostly everywhere anyway. So there might be a slight difference moving some air force there, but nothing too crazy. But even though that's been deleted, they're still sitting there. Division belongs to an army but has no orders assigned. That's so stupid that that's happened. Well, I guess now that we have like military offer, so cancel our military access offer. We need to offer our own military access, which is silly. So we'll get all that signed and done. We might be able to like fight alongside those units now. Yeah, so from like here, it's like no difference on a front line, because that's what we realistically should be doing. Yeah, but at the start of the war, or before the war kicked off, they seriously were not interested in joining a deal like that. Meanwhile, we're still pushing into Yugoslavia. Okay, Japan declared war upon the Philippines. That's kind of huge for the States. We can't allow Zagreb to come back, so you push there. So now we can actually see the entire French line. So even though we couldn't see that pocket, the Belgians were still fighting a lot of them. Okay. Alright, we'll wait to get them into an adequate position, because they're still preparing. Still slowly but surely pushing upon the French border and taking the initiative where we can. If we can somehow gain Bordeaux under our control, we might be able to surround and kill a fair few divisions there. Same in Yugoslavia as well. The thing is, right, if we can focus, just get everyone to focus on Bordeaux, because that is the last bastion, ironically, for the French. Belgium's still pushing there. Have us killing the French rised a bit? Still 164. It's still looking a little bit better in Yugoslavia. Maybe we just need to get that airbase under our control. Belgrade. Yeah, look at that, 97% now. Italy continues to refuse. Oh, here we go. Yeah, go. There's no one in bloody Bordeaux. Go. Oh, there he is. Nothing much to probably stop us. Yeah, chuck everyone to Bordeaux. Fucking come on, chuck everyone. Yeah, there we go. That should be it for France. Yep, France has capitulated. And we've managed to gain a small amount of their rifles. As Belgium is, for all intensive purposes, occupying France, apart from those men on the Maginot Line. Okay, so we'll quickly try and surround and finish off their pockets of resistance in Marseille. And what's the closest territory here? Toulouse, maybe. And then we'll double back. Okay. Italy has joined Nepal in the Portuguese War. Okay. They won't join our wars when we bloody need them, but they'll join some fuck off war in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Typical Italians throwing the game. Alright. Try and push over here. Looks like a little push is going on further towards the coast near Croatia. Oh, looks like those divisions have finally been made. Perfect. We've got another 14. So we'll move them on the docks to eventually get to the Soviet border. But unfortunately, one of you can't be used. So we'll move you back to Helsinki. Where are you at? Ah, move back here and we'll send you back. Okay. Still pushing against Yugoslavia. We might need to do another concentrated push. Potentially to Belgrade. We'll see. My manpower's going up as well, and it's the 9th of April 1942. Move you back to... Oh, you're not cool. Oh, no, it needs to be in Riga. Ugh, the port was slightly off by one tile. Go to Riga then. Okay. Those units still... Oh, no. Still need to get to Yugoslavia. But Yugoslavia is about to fall to the fascist allied forces and the North American alliance. Okay, we'll go with piercing there. Okay, that's now complete as well. Yeah, we can get some defense stuff here. Corps. Engineer brigades. Yeah, it's some interesting stuff there. Logistics. We could go with that. Because that allows them to dig in a lot more. We get those tier 3 anti-tanks as well. Logistics wise, motorized support and light tanks need to be a lot higher. So we can be a little bit easy off that. We'll go light tanks. Because it's the amount of arms we have now. It's just crazy. Okay. So, we still seem to have air supremacy in Yugoslavia. Maybe we need to reallocate my air force down here. Just to shore things up. 500 need to operate out of somewhere. I don't even know where. We haven't got the air bases for this. like, yeah, just need to get them as close as we can. I know we've got some in the northern Balkans that they can operate from. And that undersigned division can sit there as well. Okay, what I fear now that this war has lasted a little bit longer than what I anticipated is someone else coming in. No, it's still Yugoslavia. Belgium, 1.2 million. Whew, that's crazy. I really respect they've taken that many out. Netherlands, we've nearly hit the Netherlands, even though that war's going a little bit longer. But I've killed 350k Yugoslavians. How many have I lost? 96k Nepal, 666. The Belgians have lost less. Yeah, fuck, it's because we're pushing so hard. But they've done well there. Hey, the Treaty of Algiers. This peace conference is gonna be massive. So we have to decide the fate of France, Yugoslavia, Portugal, India, and the Belgian Congo. What the heck? Okay, well, let's start things off with... Okay, I need to have a bit of a think of what I want to do here. I think, naturally, taking the entirety of Yugoslavia for myself is quite easy, as they did take Austria and Hungary and even a little bit of Czechoslovakia there as well. So we can easily allow Yugoslavia to be swallowed up by the Kingdom of Finland, but this Portugal looks a bit crazy. We're nearly looking like a bit of the HRE there. So, I'll start off by giving Belgium, like, a lot of this. They did tremendously well. And I've got to reward them for doing so. And we'll give the Dutch like that. I need to get myself a bit of access to this though. But yeah, it's gonna be weird, like trying to get some of that stuff there. Yeah. Like we can start off with that. Like, does that make things a bit better going like that? Yeah, because like Italy didn't do anything. Like, what the hell, Italy? Yeah, damn, it's just like the more we give to them, the more we give to the Americans, but they did most of the heavy lifting. We'll take this for myself, and I think we'll just give the rest to them. Like, yeah, that's just crazy, just how well they did. We could maybe be a little bit cheeky and take something like that. Okay, well, that's mainland France done. So Portugal itself sits there. And they have some, like, overseas Portuguese territories. Look, you know what? I think I might just puppet Portugal. And we'll probably just leave it at that. I'll puppet Portugal because I don't really care about them. We might be able to get some decent units. And as they sit on the coast here, their navy might be useful. So we'll straight up puppet Portugal for myself. Same boat as probably India as well. I think, seeing as we don't border... over there, it might be a little bit hard to control them, so I'm going to puppet the state of India. We've got the Belgian Congo here as well. We'll just puppet that, and then we've got the rest of what makes up France. So, crikey, I guess we'll try and... it's going to be hard to sort of satellite all this. If I could make like one faction in Africa... control it, like an African state, that would be good. So who have we got here? Oh god, they've got this territory as well. So let's have a look at what we're working with. So oh yeah, Pakistan's there. That doesn't matter because that's not properly there. So we'll satellite. Maybe we could like let Algeria conquer most of it. So if we satellite, we've got Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia. Sort of ethnically French, they're going to be loyal to us. Let's satellite Tunisia. And Syria. I think that's what we'll do. So we'll puppet both of these guys, right? Then what I will do... Where are they? So... These guys can take that little bit there. And essentially what I'll give to Algeria is all this... all this Africa, French territory here. Yeah, we'll make one big old state. Then it's going to be like all those little islands around. We could just give it all to Algeria to manage, because then it's essentially my puppet. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just give it all to Algeria then. And we'll make it the kingdom. Pakistan, Bangladesh. We'll just satellite these two. Oh, maybe... Oh, so it is going to give us control of that. It just doesn't look like it is there, but I guess we'll just satellite it then. Yeah. For ourselves. Alright, and that's it. Let's calculate the Treaty of Algiers. Okay. So, there it is. Whoa! Most of the Allies is under African control. Along with the Indian subcontinent again. So, the UK has secured its overseas territories, but fascism has gained the rise. So we have the Kingdom of Algeria here with Mustafa, fascist. He occupies and rules most of Africa now, along with some territory in the Mediterranean here and there. So hopefully we can allow this Kingdom of Algeria to be like a really big state in Africa. We've got the Finnish Congo here as well. How hilarious is that? And we have the SNS there. Free India as well. Okay. The new Mughal Empire is now back. Are you just wearing a funny hat? Are you just wearing a turban, mate? Like, what is this? Okay, and then we've got Bengal back as well. Alrighty, so... What is the next major faction we can go to war with next time around in episode 6? So the North American Association has gone out and completed their objective in securing and taking territory in the fragmented and sort of war-weary Europe here. So the states have sort of mingled in there, getting Belgium and Netherlands into the fold. The Comintern still is the beast in the east, which we have to tame. So I think it's time for the Allied forces to sort of unite up and go after them. To be fair, there might actually be a war going on. Actually, it actually is. And 1.5 million. 600 Brits. A lot of Estonians and the United States have lost their lives against them in that war. So maybe we should just join that war straight up. We just need to get rid of the Soviet Union. Chile needs to capitulate for that. The Indian Civil War is still going on. Then we've got some Chinese wars going on as well. Because technically the Allied forces and the states are fighting in Brazil as well. Because this has been going on and in Central America when we've been fighting and focusing in Europe. So, yeah, fortunately enough for me, Brazil still doesn't have enough civilian and factories to count as a major faction just yet. But war with the Comintern will be bloody and costly. We've taken... most of this, so Archangel can be taken quite easily, and then of course Moscow, but pushing through the Republic of Romania might be a little bit tricky, but it's the 28th of April 1942. We might need to sort of rally up. We've nearly got 500,000 manpower as well, so we should be able to have a united Central Europe at least against the Comintern, and then we've got to deal with like SADAPAC, potentially East Asia, and the North American Association. So a united North America is quite hard to deal with. They do have those territory in Halifax, the Brits, but I don't know, pushing through Canada, it might be just a little bit tough. We might have to do a sort of a joint pincer move in the south here through Mexico and then through the north, but only time will tell. We might need to do like a civil war. We'll see how we go. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.